The most successful people in the world are not working as hard as you think they are. While you are grinding through an 80-hour work week, chasing the next promotion, or obsessing over a side hustle that barely pays for your coffee, the truly wealthy are often doing something that looks dangerously like nothing. We have been sold a lie that wealth is a product of high-intensity friction. We are told that if we aren't exhausted, we aren't earning. But if you look at the mechanics of the global elite, you find a different story. They aren't running faster. They are standing still in the right places. The reality is that wealth isn't built in the moments of loud action. It is built in the quiet, invisible gaps of your day. There are 3 specific habits that differentiate those who stay on the treadmill from those who own the gym. They are subtle, they are boring, and they are almost entirely ignored by the modern world because they don't produce a dopamine hit. If you continue to believe that your hustle is your edge, you have already lost. The system is designed to consume your energy and leave you with nothing but a paycheck. But there is a way to exit the machine. It starts by understanding that the most powerful forces in finance are not found in a trading app. They are found in your pulse, your silence, and your ability to say no. We live in a culture of noise. Every morning, you wake up to a digital landscape designed to keep you in a state of constant, low-level panic. Your phone tells you the market is moving. Your social feed tells you that a 22-year-old just made $1 million in a weekend. Your inbox tells you that if you don't respond now, you are falling behind. This isn't just annoying. It is a calculated assault on your long-term survival. Evolution did not prepare us for this much data. Our ancestors survived by reacting to immediate threats. A rustle in the bushes meant a predator. A sudden change in the weather meant a famine. We are biologically hardwired to prioritize the immediate over the distant. The modern financial system exploits this biological glitch. It wants you to be reactive. It wants you to feel that every minute matters, because when you feel urgent, you make mistakes. You buy the hype. You sell the dip. You spend the bonus. You are being farmed for your restlessness. Most people spend their entire lives reacting to the demands of others, thinking that if they just work a little harder, they will eventually reach a plateau of safety. But that plateau doesn't exist. The more you react, the more the system owns you. The first habit is the most uncomfortable one. It is the habit of deliberate non-action. In a world that prizes doing, the wealthy prize being. Most investors feel a physical itch to move their money. They see a headline and feel they must adjust their portfolio. They see a new trend and feel they must participate. This is the active trap. The system profits from your movement. The brokers, the banks, and the taxman all take a cut every time you change your mind. The wealthy have mastered the art of the no-strike game. They realize that in the stock market you don't have to swing at every ball. You can stand at the plate for 5 years and never take the bat off your shoulder. This looks like laziness to the amateur. It looks like missing out, but it is actually the highest form of predatory discipline. It is the realization that one great decision every 3 years is worth more than 1,000 okay decisions every month. By doing nothing, you are preserving your most valuable asset, your emotional capital. When the real opportunity finally appears, the patient man has the clarity and the cash to strike. The busy man has already exhausted both on the noise. The second habit is the aggressive protection of cognitive space. Your ability to think clearly is the only thing that separates you from a line of code in an algorithm. Yet, we give our attention away for free to anyone who asks for it. We let advertisers, politicians, and influencers live rent-free in our heads. The wealthy treat their attention like a multi-million-dollar portfolio. They don't consume news. They filter it. They don't attend every meeting. They audit them. There is a reason the world's most successful investors spend most of their day in a quiet room, reading. They are looking for the signal in the static. If you are constantly consuming, you aren't thinking. You are just rearranging the thoughts of other people. Real wealth is built by identifying a truth that the rest of the world hasn't noticed yet. You cannot see that truth if your eyes are glued to a scrolling feed of consensus opinion. The habit of scheduled silence is not a luxury. It is a defensive necessity. If you cannot sit in a room alone for 30 minutes without a screen, you are not a participant in the economy. You are a product of it. The third habit is the ruthless management of lifestyle creep. This is where the math becomes cold and unforgiving. Most people believe that as their income grows, their life should upgrade. They get a raise, so they get a better car. They get a bonus, so they move to a bigger house. This is the Hedonic Treadmill. It is a mathematical dead end. No matter how much you earn, if your expenses follow your income like a shadow, you are still a slave. You are just a slave in a nicer suit. The secret to real wealth is the widening of the gap between what you earn and what you need. That gap is your freedom. The wealthy don't buy status symbols until those symbols are paid for by the interest on their interest. They understand that every dollar spent on a depreciating asset today is $10 stolen from their future self. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being rational. Status is the price you pay for other people's approval. Wealth is the price you pay for your own autonomy. Most people choose the approval. They want to look rich more than they want to be free. The mathematics of this reality are hidden in plain sight. We are taught to look at annual returns, but the only variable that truly matters is duration. Compounding is a back-loaded miracle. It doesn't look like anything is happening for the first decade. You save, you invest, and you wait. You look at your balance and feel like a fool. Your friends are going on vacations and buying new toys while you are staring at a number that barely moves. This is the valley of disappointment. It is where most people quit. They assume the system isn't working because the feedback isn't instant. But compounding is not a linear process. It is an exponential one. The real gains are concentrated in the final years of the journey. If you interrupt the process because you are bored or anxious, you aren't just losing today's profit. You are murdering the future version of yourself that was supposed to be a millionaire. The system counts on your lack of patience. It counts on you being unable to handle the boredom of the middle years. Consider the irony of the modern brokerage app. It is designed to look like a casino. The colors are bright, the notifications are urgent, and the interface is user-friendly. It makes trading feel like a game, but if you are playing a game, someone else is the house, and the house always wins. The more you trade, the more you lose to the friction tax. A person who buys a diversified index fund and loses the password to their account for 20 years will almost always outperform the professional trader who spends 10 hours a day at his desk. The trader is fighting the math. The passive investor is riding it. The tragedy of the modern era is that we have mistaken complexity for competence. We think that if something is hard to understand, it must be more profitable. But the most profitable things are usually the simplest. They just happen to be the hardest to stick to. There is a stark contrast between what you see on social media and what actually works. The internet is filled with lifestyle gurus who show you private jets and piles of cash. They are selling you a dream of sudden, explosive wealth. They want you to believe that there's a secret shortcut that only they know. This is a predatory lie. Sudden wealth is almost always a statistical anomaly or a temporary fluke. Real, generational wealth is built slowly, in the dark. through habits that no one would want to post on Instagram. It is built by saying no to the shiny object. It is built by living below your means for much longer than you think you should. It is built by enduring the mockery of people who are spending their way into debt. The hype is designed to keep you looking at the horizon so you don't notice the ground beneath your feet. The psychological truth is that we are our own worst enemies. We think we are rational actors making logical choices. We aren't. We are emotional creatures trying to survive in a world that is too fast for us. We fail because we cannot handle the silence. We fail because we want to feel important. We fail because we are afraid of being left behind. Even when we understand the math of compounding, even when we know the benefits of patience, we still sabotage ourselves. We do it because the now feels more real than the then. The person you will be in 20 years feels like a stranger. Why should you sacrifice for a stranger? This is the fundamental hurdle of the human condition. To be truly wealthy, you must develop an almost religious devotion to a version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. You must be willing to be a loser today so you can be a legend tomorrow. Most people will finish this video and feel a temporary surge of motivation. They will promise themselves that they will be more patient, that they will save more, that they will stop checking their phones. And within 48 hours, 90% of them will have returned to their old patterns. The pull of the noise is too strong. The pressure of the crowd is too heavy. The biological urge to react is too deep. They will continue to hustle, continue to react, and continue to wonder why they are still standing in the same place. They will blame the economy. They will blame the government, and they will blame their luck. They will never realize that the gate to their cage was never locked. They were just too busy running to notice it was open. So, we are left with a final, uncomfortable thought. If the path to wealth is truly this simple, if it is just a matter of 3 quiet habits and a lot of waiting, then why are so many people struggling? Is it because they don't know the way? Or is it because they simply cannot bear the person they would have to become to follow it? We crave the excitement of the hunt, but wealth is found in the patience of the gardener. We want to be the hero of a fast-paced story, but the richest stories are the ones that take a lifetime to write. Are you actually looking for wealth, or are you just looking for a distraction from the fact that you aren't in control? The math will continue to work whether you believe in it or not. The clock will continue to tick. The only question that remains is whether you will be the one holding the watch or the one being timed by it.